Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother, Kiran Roy. Today, I have brought a very hard hitting subject for you: why overeducated girls are relationship disasters. You would have seen everywhere that these overeducated girls, they take great pride in showing their superiority. They have this attitude. They don't have that kind of attitude like Percy, but they have that superiority complex that I am more educated than you. Majority of these overeducated girls don't even look good. You might have seen one thing common amongst all these overeducated girls: none of them are lookers, none of them are like stunning beauties, none of them. All of them are very average when it comes to the physical aspect. But still, you will see one thing common amongst all of them: all of them have that superiority complex, they have that superiority attitude. So in today's video, I'll pinpoint in great depth and detail why dating them or coming in a relationship with them would be a total disaster for you, and which in general is a total disaster for just about anybody. It is not just for you or me, for anybody. So I'll be breaking it down in proper detail. If you gain anything from my video, do consider giving a super thanks, which will go for charity. You can book a 1:1 with me. You can ask me for detective or lawyer services also by DMing me in my Instagram. For guitar coaching inquiries also, you can DM me in Instagram. And definitely take the Be Millionaire course in this very channel, and Be Charismatic course in my Hindi channel. And definitely do drop a 5-star review in my Google page, which is Kiran Roy's Guitar Studio, if you are finding my content useful. Otherwise, you don't need to do anything. You don't owe me anything as it is. But suppose if you wish to, because many people ask me that how can I do something for you? Because I've gained a lot from you. I want to help you because whatever money, even if I give super thanks, that's going for charity. But how do I be useful for you? If you have such sensibilities, firstly, hugs for you. I really appreciate if you think that way. You can just drop a 5-star review in my page. You don't need to pay a single rupee, but still I'll get some of the other benefit that way. Okay, so my first point is degree is not equal to personality. Knowledge does not equal wisdom. So, contrary to what these highly educated women think, they think that if I am having a degree, I am intelligent. If I have knowledge about one particular subject, that means I have wisdom. That's completely wrong. A person who is wise displays wisdom in every aspect of life. They are not having knowledge in just one aspect. Suppose if a person who is highly educated in the electrical field, since I'm an electrical engineer, I'm giving you that example. A lady who has done electrical engineering, for example, I'm giving a real life example of one of my classmates. She called me yesterday. She wanted to learn guitars. So her case is fresh in my mind. So I'm giving you her example. Throughout her life, while we were in college, she used to be super duper scholar. Ugly looking chick, like the typical nerdy types. I never even spoke to her during college because I personally always dated and like to talk to beautiful chicks, gorgeous chicks. Like the nerdy types were never my types. So I never spoke to her also. But did her B electrical. Then she went to USA, did her MS in electrical engineering, worked in an electrical firm. Then she did her PhD, highly educated. But she did not marry, she did not do anything. Now, yesterday when she called me, she told that same thing, that now she's my age only. We were classmates. She's 44. So she was like, full life, I just studied, did nothing for myself. So now I want to start learning guitar so that I can have something as a pastime. So, what happened in her case? She has knowledge only in the electrical realm, not in the other realms of life, which is there are so many things in life. So, just because they have marks or degrees in one particular field, which is electrical engineering in her case, does not mean she has emotional intelligence, she has loyalty, she has humility, she has street smartness, all of which are important to make a person complete. So just because she has degrees, masters, even PhD in one particular field, does not mean she is like an all-rounder. So firstly, you should know this thing, because Indian parents, they think if one girl is educated or super educated, she fits the bill perfectly. They are not aware that growth in each and every aspect of life is required, which I had strived for throughout my life. I just did not get marks blindly like them. I instead grew my intelligence in my actual intelligence, not through marks, but by gaining wisdom in life, by building a skill, guitar playing, by building my vocabulary, the way I speak, the way I talk, by gaining knowledge in the psychology realm. And due to psychology, I could decipher just about anything in the universe, I would say. Not just society. You very well know I'm an expert in society dynamics. I've been making predictions. You can check out my Hindi channel. I've made predictions out of which all of them have come true. Not even a single prediction has been proven wrong till date. So I'm not an astrologer that I'm making blind predictions. All are by patterns. All are by my study of patterns. So that is what I mean by actual knowledge or actual wisdom. That you are wise to know the actual happenings of the world. That you are actually wise. That is called wisdom. But just having degrees in one particular subject, that is called knowledge. But knowledge is not equal to wisdom. If a person has knowledge about, say, guitar, suppose if I had only guitar knowledge, that wouldn't have meant that I am having wisdom, because this Indian society completely confuses that. They think if a person is successful, suppose an actor, if he's successful, then he is having wisdom. You can ask him anything. So just a few days back, I was seeing one YouTube video in which Ayushman Khurrana was giving health tips. Ayushman Khurrana, out of everybody in the world, the person, the one who was taking the interview, was asking him about health tips. First, I wondered, why are they asking an actor? I mean, he's an average actor. What does he know about fitness? Yeah, if you are asking from a fitness professional, I can understand. But you are asking for health tips from a actor who is at best just an actor. And that's not all. When he opened his mouth, I was stunned. He was saying that if you take whey protein, it takes 3 years to digest. You can just type Ayushman Khurrana whey, WHUI, in YouTube, you will see that video. He's blurting out such bullshit that if you eat whey protein today, it takes 3 years to digest. That means I was like, okay, so just today, after my gym, I had my whey protein in the gym. So that means I will shit it out after 3 years, you mean to say. I mean, that's the problem with the Indian society. They think that if they are an actor, if he's a celebrity, then he has wisdom. You can ask him about anything, be it politics, be it health, be it economics, anything. They must be knowing about everything. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Knowledge in one field does not equate to wisdom in actual. Take that from me. So my first point is loud and clear. Just because if a girl is highly educated does not mean that she is wise, does not mean she is loyal, does not mean she is intelligent, does not mean she has humility, does not mean she has emotional intelligence, which is the most important aspect in life. My next point is, I've seen many hyper educated girls, highly educated girls, confusing hyper independence as being empowered. How many of you have seen that? You will see many highly educated girls. They will pretend to be, they will always be completely detached, calling it being strong, calling it being independent. But in reality, they are just hiding their trauma. They are just masking their trauma in the name of being empowered. I am from the psychology realm, psychology domain. I counsel people, and I have definitely counseled women like the same case which I'm just saying. Since I am a counselor, since I give therapy, I can easily tell you that whenever you see these highly educated girls, you will see that they will always have that aura of being not available, of being too strong. But in reality, take it from the horse's mouth, they are just masking their trauma basically. So, whenever you see these highly educated girls who are acting not available. More often than not, they are just masking their trauma. Take it from me. Now, my next point is a very relevant point. They all want they all want alpha males, but they want to dominate them. All these, one thing common I've seen in all of these highly educated girls is that they all want alpha males. They cannot settle for a simp. They all have this desire to have an alpha male, which is difficult because no alpha male will go to a nerd. But still, one thing common I have seen amongst all of them, because as I told you, I've been counseling them. So they tell me their deepest fears, their deepest wants, their deepest things which is close to their heart. One thing common amongst all was they all wanted alpha males. They get also now. Now coming to the actual point, they get these alpha males also somehow. By hook or by crook, they land up with an alpha male. But now is when the problem starts. Because an alpha male can't quit being an alpha. But now these girls are the ones who wants to dominate always. They cannot be submissive because they always think that since I am highly educated, I am more superior. Since I'm highly educated, I should be more dominant. Since I'm highly educated, I'm the one who should be calling the shots in the relationship. And an alpha can never bow down to anybody. They can never bow down. So that is when the clashes start. An alpha won't bow down. Highly educated girl thinks I am more superior. I should not bow down. He should bow down in front of me. Constant battles will keep on happening. Next point is they view relationships like CVs. They have this checklist mindset. This box tick, next box tick, next box tick. But they don't view the important things which actually matters, like compassion, like empathy, like respect. They completely overlook the most important things. They blindly just follow the checklist mindset, which turns into the big time disaster, which is completely inevitable. So that's why highly educated girls, whenever you're in a relationship with them, it will always end up in a disaster. You will always see these relationships ending in disaster because they are highly technical in their operations. Even when it comes to the relationship, they will view it like a CV. Like, is he having that status? Is he having that job? Is he having that education? They are not looking at the most important aspect, which is compatibility, which is pair bonding. They can absolutely not pair bond due to this aforesaid reason. The more educated she is, the more smaller her dating pool becomes because she is completely filtering out the good guys as she climbs up the education ladder. The more she gets educated, the more smaller her dating pool becomes. But now, when her dating pool has shrinked, she now blames that there are no good boys left. Now, how can she get good boys when she has herself deleted and when she has herself shrunk that dating pool? So they cry, and it's like a disaster for them thereon. Next point is overthinking kills connections. Now, whatever they do, they will always use extra of their mind, extra part they'll be using of their brains. When it's a simple thing, they will always use additional theories. So that way, they are always using their brains instead of intimacy. When all that you need to do is keep it simple, grow intimate, grow closer to each other, come together, come closer, but they will spoil it by overthinking and by putting unnecessary theories on top of that. They will never keep it simple because, see, true relationships, it just needs to flow. You don't need to add lots of layers to it. It's like a very simple thing. It's just simple, plain respect. Just bask in that feelings which you have. But these overeducated girls, they don't know the simple fact of relationships. They will overcomplicate things unnecessarily. Even if it's a simple, inane thing, they will put 10 different layers of their so-called intellect. It's not intellect, that's stupidity. They will destroy a seemingly beautiful thing just by their overthinking, which I have 100% observed in all of my cases. And in most of these cases, it's the ladies who are at fault. Though they come to me saying that it's my husband or my boyfriend who has done wrong to me, but I clearly tell them it was you who was at fault. It was your overthinking which has destroyed it. When all that he asked you was to come out for a date, but you overcomplicated the thing and you put so many theories, some of them even conspiracy, so many theories you brought out in front of him. He got scared and he ran away. I clearly put out the picture in front of them. So, because they are not able to see their fault, but that is where I come into the picture. When I give them therapy, I make them realize their mistake. So, as I said, with therapy, we can definitely help them, but 100% we cannot cure them. If any doctor or anybody says that I can 100% cure, they are lying to you. It's not possible. But yes, we can help them to a great degree, which even I have done, with my 1:1. Now, time for a very important point, which I have seen in almost all of these cases. Career success makes them a total loser in love. One thing common is that all of these highly educated girls, they always land up with good jobs. So definitely they climb up the corporate ladder or they get good success in their careers. In their respective careers, they are always like climbing up. So that corporate success or that career success, that gives them that false sense of entitlement and love. They start looking down upon their partners, which in the process, as you know, is a surefire recipe for disaster. They will always unconsciously try to put them down, because in their offices they are the superiors, they are the bosses, they are used to pulling down her subordinates. So same way, when they are at home, they will always pull down, disrespect, and belittle their husbands or their partners. So that is the reason why highly educated girls, they can always ruin a perfectly seemingly good relationship. Now my next point is their victim card has more degrees than their resume. All of them will always play the victim card. They will themselves ruin their own cases. One thing common I've seen in all of them, they will always play the victim card. They will never see when they're pointing that finger on their husbands. They will never see that three fingers are pointed towards them. Only one finger is pointed towards the husband. That is where I, as a counselor, come into the picture and I show her the actual three fingers which is pointed towards them. But it is not, I cannot help each and every case. So what it ends up being is that girl is always thinking and playing the victim card. They will always say that he has been bad to me, this person never does the thing work properly, but she will never see that there are three fingers pointed towards her, that she is not allowing that partner to bloom as a person, that she's the one who is pulling him down, she's the one who is disrespecting him. No man likes to be disrespected, even if a man is a cobbler or a plumber or a person who is just earning 500 rupees per day, and they have their self-respect. You cannot pull down a man, but these ladies always pull the man down, disrespect them, and then they themselves play the victim card. How cool is that? Last and final point is they confuse masculine women with empowered women. They don't understand being loud only is screwing her chance. She doesn't understand that being masculine is only destroying her own home. They always think that if I'm masculine, if I'm in control, if I'm in charge, then I'm doing a good job in that relationship. They don't understand that with higher education, you have higher responsibilities, you have higher power, no doubt, in your office. But that is a separate ballgame altogether. At home, it is completely equal. You're no longer a boss. Your office timings are over. Now it is your time to be a wife, to be a mother, to look after your home, where everything works only with mutual trust, mutual respect. Here, being bossy does not work. But these highly educated girls or women, they never understand the simple fact that you have to be submissive, you have to give that respect, you have to portray your feelings, you have to accept the feelings, you have to understand his feelings. That is how marriages work. But these ladies will only think that if I'm masculine, if I'm loud, if I'm dominant, that is how families are made. But they don't understand that she's completely ruining her own case. So this is how highly educated women turn out to be total disasters in relationships. I've tried to pinpoint most of the points that came to my mind. If you have any more doubts or anything else, I will definitely and gladly address that. So feel free to write to me. I will definitely reply, and we will discuss it, and I'll make more videos as per your queries. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Jai Hind.